old do you think Raid Shadow Legends is? 5 years old! The game has been brightening up players' weekdays for 5 full years, providing them with new content and powerful updates. A lot has happened in the game during these 5 years. In this video, we dive into the world of the game. Let's see what's new and how the game has changed. Let's get started! Raid Shadow Legends is a dark fantasy RPG with a huge number of champions of different rarities. There are more than 700 in the game. The game offers a wide variety of activities with 7 branches of both PvE and PvP content. Each mode has its own rewards, equipment, and resources. The more difficult battles you complete, the more substantial rewards you will receive. One of the features of Raid is that you can play on both PC and mobile by simply linking your profile to a PlariumID. Your account progress is transferred everywhere. By the way, I have an exclusive bonus for viewers. If you want to start the game and get epic champions at the beginning, then open the description where there is a link that gives 2 epics for registration, Epic Terrell and Epic Aina at level 25. Also, enter Free Frog to get the epic Teregi the Frog. Also, log into the game for 7 days in a row to get a gear set and then the epic champion Shaman. And after 7 days, you could get the final epic, 6 days in a row to get the Retaliation set and then the Lizard Jizzo. This is the best time to make an account. This combination of champions is the best starting boost you could get. Raid is not just a game, it's a whole universe with its own lore. The plot of the game is a long and intricate tangle that we will not unravel in this video. Many of the characters have a backstory with bits and pieces of lore. In 2023, according to the game's lore, an animated series called Call of the Arbiter was released, consisting of 10 episodes, intricate plot, unexpected twists, generally everything I like. It is also interesting to note that in order to level up a champion, you must feed them beer and chicken in the tavern. The more a champion eats, the stronger he becomes. The catch is that champions can feed on each other, so they consume each other and gain experience. Only the champion chosen by the player will be leveled up. Whether this is a reference to the movie Silence of the Lambs, I don't know, but when I thought about it, I got a little scared. The game development company Plarium was founded in 2009. They were mainly involved in the development of mobile and browser games, and after honing their skills, they launched a new project, Raid Shadow Legends, which really took off in the top rankings. Raid is not just a game, it's also funny videos of Raid champions trying to fit into the lives of normal people. Here's a video of the Death Knight complaining about his life. Here's a video of the Fire Knight going to work at a pizzeria. Or here's another cool video of Gaelic and Zargala going to see a psychologist. These videos are not just for laughs, but they touch on some complex human issues. So 5 years of play, that's great, but what about its popularity? Is it still trending, or has everyone forgotten about the game? Let's take a look at the dry stats for the last 12 months. But for comparison, I picked a few similar games in roughly the same genre: Watcher of Realms, Summoner's War, Guild of Heroes, Infinite Magic Raid. Numbers do not lie, and Raid is still at the top of its genre worldwide. This game will never step down from the palm of primacy. And at the beginning of 2024, the game received a huge boost in popularity thanks to promotions and bonus giveaways. The game also featured a cool collaboration with Monster Hunter. Speaking of collaborations, the developers are not afraid to cooperate with other content creators and popular personalities. Ronda Rousey, Ninja, Simple, there are champions based on them in the game, but they also add new champions based on the internal development of the lore. Ultimate Death Knight, Artak, supreme versions of the legendary foursome in honor of the anniversary of Gaelic, Kale, Aethel, and Elaine. The game is very friendly to new players. Its community is growing every day, and the number of languages it is translated into is just amazing. A total of 13 languages, and the game does not stop there. There will be more. I am very happy and excited that you are competing with players mainly from your region. Also, the community base here is very friendly to newcomers. You can always join a live clan in your region and level up according to their advice just by calling in Discord. Or the second option is to watch guides on our YouTube channel. Gameplay. The main objective is to collect champions. You could get them by doing difficult activities, merging, completing tournaments, summoning them from shards, or getting them during events. For example, right now they are giving out a cool champion for 7 days of active login. There is no open world or huge locations to explore and look for points of interest. It is a small, peculiar world of Teleria, with small locations and its own content. Champions have significant differences among themselves. Apart from their appearance, they are divided into 5 levels of rarity: common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. For example, there's this really simple uncommon hero that you could get anywhere. He has 2 abilities, but the old-timers don't use him in battles because he's just weaker than the epic and legendary heroes. Legendary heroes are the rarest champions. They have 3 to 5 abilities, but they have strong buffs and debuffs. You can only obtain legendary champions by using a sacred shard or collecting shards that are obtained through difficult activities, in the market, and other modes. In September 2023, a new archetype of mythic quality champion appeared in Raid with the function of a shapeshifter. This means that you have a champion with 2 forms, 2 roles, and 2 sets of abilities. The champion can change its form in battle and change the course of the battle in its favor. You can obtain these champions from a new type of shard, the Primal Shard, which gives you a chance to obtain these champions. If you are lucky enough to get one, write a comment about what you got and how many shards you spent. So, dividing into factions only makes sense if you want to participate in faction wars, where you need to gather 5 champions of the same faction, level them up, and fight with them in one of the playlists. Champions. This is your style of play. Champions form groups of 4 and 5. 4 for PvP and campaigns, 5 for PvE modes and bosses. To put together a good group, look at the abilities of the champions. Some can heal, some can apply debuffs, and some are just good champions for dealing damage. There are a lot of combinations and variations of groups. The best builds for any mode can be found on the internet. Usually in a group you should have a tank, the best healer you can get, and heroes who deal damage. Development. It's the most important thing in the game. Without leveling up, you won't make progress in the campaign. It can be especially time-consuming to farm equipment. All heroes have 6 slots for armor and weapons and 3 slots for artifacts. All items have a set of characteristics, and the characteristics are randomly generated. It takes time to get an item with a specific set of characteristics, so you open the tavern and level up your champion's characteristics. Each hero has their own experience bar. Take champions into battle and use magic brews to level up. The number of stars indicates the maximum level that can be achieved. 1 star equals 10 levels. Skills can also be improved. To do this, you need a resource called Skill Tomes. Improving your abilities will increase your damage, speed up the skill recharge, and increase the chance of applying debuffs. Rank Up is the opportunity to increase the number of stars and maximum level. This is done with the help of other champions and special chickens for this process. And the last function is Development. It allows you to improve the basic characteristics of the character by filling in stars with sets of potions. All of this requires resources. You can get them by participating in all the activities of the game. In the game, battles happen either automatically or under your control, where you choose abilities and who to attack. Raid is a turn-based game where you need to follow tactics to win. The first thing to choose is the ability, and then the target for your main attack. There's a special emphasis on bosses in the game. Bosses come in different levels of difficulty and elements. They can also summon monsters and perform deadly combinations that can wipe out your entire group under certain conditions, of course. Depending on the game modes, you'll encounter different mechanics that you need to follow in order to win, like Mode Faction Wars. To go far in the game, you need to collect a full party of characters from one faction. So, there's this Fire Knight, who constantly puts up a shield that absorbs 90% of damage, and to deal full damage, you need champions who hit 2 or 3 times. Each boss has mechanics like this, so you need to adjust your group accordingly. In Raid Shadow Legends, there's a mechanic called Elements, and there are 4 of them: Magic, Spirit, Force, and Void. The first 3 elements are interconnected. Magic is stronger than Spirit, Spirit is stronger than Force, and Force is stronger than Magic. In the center of the triangle is Void, which has no weakness against other elements. So what's the weakness or advantage here? If your element is stronger than your opponent's, then you have a higher chance of landing a critical hit and dealing full damage, as well as taking less damage yourself. Modes. Currently there are 6 of them. Let me briefly explain each one. Campaign is the simplest mode where you play with your group of 4 champions against monsters and bosses. There are 6 battles with monsters and 1 battle with a boss. Dungeons are a boss mode in Citadels. Each dungeon boss has its own mechanics. Scrolls and brews for leveling up drop from these bosses. I talked a bit about faction wars, but the essence is the same. It's a battle between heroes of one faction. Arena is battles against other players where the highest level player wins. There is an online arena and an offline arena. In the online arena, there are live battles with players who may be smarter than you. So think through every move. And it just came out in the last update. The offline arena is simpler but more challenging in terms of champion selection and strength. Clan battles are fights against a huge clan boss that cannot be defeated alone. These battles are specifically for clans, and the goal is to deal as much damage as possible to receive rewards. There are 2 types of bosses, Hydra and Demon Lord. Doom Tower is the most difficult mode where you climb up the tower to face bosses. The higher you climb, the bigger and better rewards you'll receive. The newest mode to appear in the game is the Cursed City. It is a huge place destroyed by magic and ancient evil. There are over 100 missions with special completion conditions, sometimes even with 2 bosses in one battle, as well as faction or elemental conditions. But the rewards here are the best, including the Mythical Champion, the hardest and coolest mode, but only for the most advanced players. Is it worth playing Raid Shadow Legends? Let's start with the basics. The game is so accessible and simple that any beginner can figure out how to play. Over the past year, they have added 2 new dungeons and several new equipment sets, as well as the rebirth function. You can play Raid with or without donations. Personally, I play without any donations and have several legendary champions and many epic heroes that I use in battles. You'll always find something to do because there are always activities that need to be farmed. Farming is not a problem in the game. It's a simplification for players. It's just difficult and time-consuming to farm items with certain characteristics. That's why the developers introduced a multi-battle. Plus, you can just set your mouse to click on the battle restart and voila! You'll be farming without even participating. There is a donation feature in the game, and it's very noticeable because you're constantly recommended to buy something in the main menu. But you can ignore all of that and still play without putting any money in. There are many things that can be purchased with rubies, but you won't get a huge advantage because legendary shards are expensive, and without items with the necessary parameters, you won't be able to do anything in battle. Anyway, the choice to play or not is up to you. Hey, don't forget that the link with the registration bonus is in the description and pinned comment. Go ahead and get the bonuses if you're really interested in the game. Also, check out our channel, where we regularly release videos with promo codes to get even more bonuses. And that's where my review of the 2024 game Raid Shadow Legends should end. I have shown you the game, its features, its gameplay, and I have shared my own impressions of the game. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. Bye everyone!